My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Alright, today is November 10th, 2023. It is exactly 2 a.m. Well, 2:01, not exactly. Alright, so this is my back end, 3,448, and my estimate revenue, $318.77. Just look back at at least 4 or 5 videos ago. I'm still stuck around this 300, and by the end of some of the videos, when I go back to this, my estimate goes back down again. So I don't know what YouTube is doing. All right, so let's look at my analytic. There's this 318.77, and views in the last 48 hours 3,057, and subscribers the same, 3,448. So I have about 20 tweets to go over with you. All right, there's some stuff regarding the squad and one regarding Palestine. It has nothing to do with images in the Middle East. It's just protests that's happening, and I think someone was talking about it. Okay, so it's nothing graphic. All right, there's some stuff the squad talking about global statesmen. That's my side note. And there's stuff regarding Charles, making reference to his speech. And what else? There's other things here. There's the monarchy. Oh, here this is about Harry and Meghan being in San Diego to help open the facility. All right, so these are some stuff still talking about it. Some tweets that's still talking about it. All right, so let's go on Twitter and let's start with these. And let's hope I don't stay too long on each one of them. Okay. Oh, so there's this one here. I didn't put it on the list, but since it's on my screen, let me just share it with you. So this is something about Keke Palmer. So you could pause and read it if you want, because I do not want to discuss it. If I read it, I'm going to discuss it. Okay? So that's it. Let me move on. All right? Good luck to her. That's all I could say. Let's start with my tweet. Okay, so there's this here. Am I saying right? The woman behind Prince Phillip is this one here. I think that's Penny. I shared it on my community board. Let's see. The way of what's her name again? Susan something. I forgot her name. The one regarding Sister Place. Is it Sister Place? Yeah, that charity in the UK where this is William's godmother was giving her a hard time, asking her where she's from or something like that. So her expression here really goes with this. That's the way that I see it. Okay, I know a lot of elderly women look alike. There's a lot, but that's Susan Hussey. Remember her? Okay, Susan Hussey is the lady waiting on the Queen. There was no way she would have left her side. This is Penny, the woman. I think I have a picture of her during Prince Philip's funeral. She was in the car. Yeah, I think she was the only one who looked very sad about the passing. I mean, maybe the Queen too, but I don't know. But her expression of the passing of Philip, you could see it affect her. That's, I'm not even mentioning Harry on this, because Harry felt that the same way too, in a different way. All right, they were playing right in front of folks' faces. Yep, Bonnie and Clyde on bikes. I'm telling you, they were having fun. He enjoyed his life. There's this here. That's the word. She didn't spell it the way, but there's this here with the word start with P, popping penny. Okay, I think so too. A lot of people are getting me confused though. No, that's Penny, definitely Penny. And this is her daughter here. Okay. Rumors are Penny and Philip had a daughter. Look how much like William she looks. Okay, so let's see here. So this is Penny's daughter when she was younger. The same mouth expression, so the same facial expression, including the eyes too. Okay, so this is her older. Yeah, same thing. Same expression. Wow. I'm not sure, but it looks like Penny. Nothing surprises me with them though. Where do you think Charles and Wenky learned it from? Yeah, look like Penny, his true love. Good old Penny, the mistress. They should like to keep their side pieces close. I'm telling you. I mean, like this person said, where do you think Charles and then William learned it from? Then Princess Diana said, when Charles was getting married with her, Philip told Charles that to give it like 5 years or something like that.
5 years into the marriage, Diana said she suspected her husband had gone back to Camilla Parker Bowles, and she confronted him about it.
I remember saying to my husband, why this lady around? And he said, well, I refused to be the only Prince of Wales who never had a mistress.
Okay, the love wasn't there anymore. I mean, it was never there, but definitely didn't show any attention.
In fact, Diana claimed Prince Philip had actually given his blessing to the affair on the eve of a royal wedding, as long as Charles gave marriage to Diana a sporting chance.
My father-in-law said to my husband, if your marriage doesn't work out, you can always get back to her after 5 years, which is exactly it. I mean, for real, I knew that it happened after 5 years. I knew something was happening before that.
Next tweet. This one is ridiculously funny. Alright. Oops. Doesn't look like Royalist support his aspiration. There's a laugh. So this is, I put this on my community board for you guys. Alright, so this is making reference to William article from the Daily Mail. William makes his sell pitch for king. Prince vowed to go a step further than his family and actually bring change to the good causes rather than spreading yourself too thin, as royal experts claim his word question what the royal actually achieved. Wow. Whew, that's some really strong words here for someone who hasn't shown a damn thing. Alright, so that was November 8th, 2023. So these are some of the comments, I guess, under that post. Comments below are not moderated. Okay, so out of touch, never be a royal and talk about homelessness. He has Emno Hall, Adela Cottage, and Kensington Palace to reside in. When king, he will have Buckingham Palace, Sandringham, Balmoral, and Windsor Castle. Don't even go there with the climate, as that makes you look a big hypocrite too. Stick to ribbon cutting and tree planting. I don't even think he does that. Just to a few of the, what is that, earth? Not sand, what do you call this, soil, and then somebody put the plant on the ground, and then all he had to do is to a few soil onto the plant, and then his job is done. Okay, people who live within the duchy, Lancaster and Cornwall, and even on the boundaries, if they die, yeah, that I'm aware of. If they die in a state, meaning no heirs or survivors, their property revert to the royals and can be sold on the open market at its current value. How is that for democracy? I don't know. People in the UK need to say something about that. And then whether, I don't know, does that money go back to the I don't know, how do you call this, to the taxpayers? Okay, ouch. There is certainly a rift in that family. The focus of it by too many, however, has not been on the right place. They know how to redirect attention away from them. They want the spotlight, but for stupid things. But when it comes to the nitty-gritty, like the comment that I just read here about the Duchy of Cornwall, nope, shift the attention away from that. Okay, so bald now, that's the comment. Okay, we don't want a king, you bald idiot, lol. Until he becomes king, then he do as he told. And that's for sure. People at the top survive by reading a script given to them by someone else. Any change of the script and you're out. That's for sure. This pretty much sums it all. Princess Diana, Harry and everything. But with Harry, we're gonna pray because we saw what they did to Princess Diana. So this is why so many of us are praying for Harry and Meghan. Any change of the script, you're out. That's exactly true. Okay, within 30 years there will be no monarchy left. The only people that support it are the old, and most of them won't be around in 30 years time. Wills and his kids better have a backup plan, as you lot keep preaching everything is owned by the state, so when the monarchy is over there won't be much left for Wills. Okay, I'm a strong believer in the royal family, but they are merely a symbol of Britain. He should stick to showing his face where it's needed to get attention for the cause, but don't get involved in decision making. His views aren't everyone's views. We have elected government for that, and even they don't get it right. I don't know. I mean, she's right, but at the same time, why giving them millions for not even making any decisions? I don't know. Well, when they know how to scam the people, that's all I know. In other words, William is following in the footsteps of his brother, who was hands-on with his wife Meghan long before William even thought about it. This new behavior is the baby of the new PR and image consulting staff that he and Kate are spending millions on. Okay, I'm a strong believer in the royal family, but they are okay. So this is the same thing repeated. That's that one, right? Yeah. Okay, so that's it. Let me read some of the squad's comment making reference to this. Pegs is getting dry, but I thought Kate was amazing because she raised awareness, and that was enough to justify her taxpayer's life. That's an ad. Okay, Prince plagiarism. Okay, an idea from Goldman Prize winner IS Chaps, Belgium 2008, in the spirit of JFK's moonshot. Let's not destroy what keeps us alive. I call for Earthshot to save our planet in the next decade. A small step for the global community, a giant leap for our planet. This is where he stole the thing from. Okay, I love this gem. The tea. Okay, just got some information from this. Oh my God, Lancaster and Cornwall. This is crazy. Yeah, it's been known. Yes, they get the property goes back to them if there is no heir or some will or something like that, whoever owned the property. Okay, I wonder how much Daily Mail account sniff $69.99 has. If he doesn't have more than one, he should consider suing for plagiarism. Okay, in other words, William is following. Let's see here. Okay, I'm sure. Okay, so that's the same thing I just read, and I mean, anybody could just copy and paste. Alright, some people could just copy and paste the same question. Who knows? I don't know. Let's move on. It's just getting dragged. He wanted the spotlight, so there's the spotlight. Even Daily Mail. This is his type of people. Alright, next tweet. I think this starts from it starts from here, but I bookmarked this. Let's see here. The Queen and Philip look slightly less ridiculous wearing it because they were from another era. Charles knows he looks silly. Alright, so this is the image of Prince Philip and the Queen. Okay, so let's see here. Royal regalia was just never meant to be photographed in good lighting with modern cameras. Oh my God. Need to throw some of that mystery back in there. Alright, so let's focus on this one here, where Prince Philip's era. Let's see some of the comments here. Okay, not sure if it's a different robe or just the way she wore it, but you see less of the red, and that's a good thing. Alright, less of the red. Less of the red. I get. Is that the same thing the Queen is wearing? I don't know. I don't know how she could do all of this in people's face without feeling some sort of shame. Okay, they also had a different posture. The present pair sit like the crown is too heavy for their heads. Okay, let's see here. So there's the Queen here. Okay, then next is like hunching. Look at their faces here. I don't know what to make of this. Let me read this really quick and get out of this. Okay, a lot of less ridiculous. To carry that off, you have to own it. The old Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh did. Charles looks like he borrowed it. Camilla has to wear her coronation gown to remind everyone who she is. Am I especially petty today? All right. They look less ridiculous because of their bearing. If they sat slump over like Charles or had terrible posture, that's what I was saying here with the hunch over. Okay, or had terrible posture like Camilla, it would have looked ridiculous on them too, but their style was better. From coronation to parliament, Chuck and Coho style is tacky. Okay, yep. Now that's Grace. Alright, yes, I thought they all looked especially absurd at the coronation. Not regal, majestic, or even very dignified. Just ridiculous. Nah, they look just as ridiculous as the new guy and his horse. Oh my god. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, still making reference to the King speech. Next tweet. Oh, so that's from the US. They're making fun of them. It's a minute and 4 seconds. Okay, King Charles the Cool. There will be some screenshot. I'm sorry. All right.
In England, they're kind of silly too. King Charles delivered the first King's speech in 72 years. This is a tradition that dates back to the 16th century, to King Fufflepump the 16th. And while I get that there's a lot of pomp and circumstance when it comes to royal things, the optics for this new king in his crown and golden throne didn't exactly pair well with the message.
My government will continue to take action to bring down inflation, to ease the cost of living for families, and help businesses fund new jobs and investments.
Good king rule of thumb, when assuring your subjects you're working hard to bring down their cost of living, maybe don't wear a $45 million hat. I know. But Charles is like, you know what? He's like, I waited 73 years for this. I don't give a crap. Bling it up. Cover everything in gold and fill my chalice up with purple drink.
That's the way the UK is. They give you the words that you want to hear. This is it. That's it. This is what you want to hear. I'll say it for you, but I'll still continue to live my life the way that I feel it's fine.
And when we think about this duty, this role that the king has taken on, what kind of king do you think he'll be?
Well, you know what you're getting because he's been practicing for a bit. And I don't think he'll change. You know, he is committed to his own level of service. That will remain true.
Okay, so there's that here. Let's see if the British media and TV talk shows will talk about this. As when he said something silly about Harry, it was talk about how American was making fun of the Sussexes. So let's see if they talk about it. I won't hold my breath. Okay, Clown King. That's an ad. Alright, so let's go to the next tweet. Okay, I think that's the last one I have on the monarchy or King Charles. Next tweet. So there's that here. The monarch left with the queen. They died together. Is that Harry in the back? Yeah, it looks like Harry. The queen took everything, the shine and everything with her. Okay, monarchy. For sure, it stands for absolutely nothing new. They should have lowered the cotton. With her, it was better to go out in style than to be chased out by difference. That's what has besieged them. Okay, so, I never thought about this. Go out and grace and clothes in a good term, because if they're getting people, I've been saying this, if they get people really upset, when people start, when they're angry, they don't give a F. They want you out. And I keep on saying that. Where are they going to go? All right. So if they have done this, that's what has besieged them, where they will go out gracefully and good term with the people. They could still be in the UK. But nope. So it needs to be seen. So very true. They need to start teaching survival skills to their young. Typing, cooking, mechanics, and money marketing skills. One of the things that I've said with the monarchy, I've said this a very long time ago. They do not know how to deal with money. They have tons of it. They know the money keeps on coming, but they don't know how to manage it. So one of the things that I said, what was the thing I said they should study? Not business management, something that has to do with money. Okay, buy farm equipment and plant orchard, and hey, graze cattle, become true working royal. Peace. I mean, there's so many branches they could go into. It doesn't really have to be that, but at least be like self-sufficient. Look at Harry, for instance. He knew what he's good at, and he capitalized on it. Since he was young, he knew he wasn't good at school. He knew certain things wasn't for him. So the one that he was good at, he focused on it, just like anybody could do. Okay, so there's this here. I agree. It's so ghetto and classless now. It's like putting pretty clothes on the people who live on Skid Row. Oh my God. The Queen took ownership of the monarchy, and yes, when she died, she took it with her because she really owned and loved it. And she did that. She will dedicate her life to it. And she did that. Whether you like the way she dedicated her life to the institution, that's up to you. But she did what she had to do, and she stood by her words. Okay, this ain't no soap opera. This real, and we're a part of it. This is happening in our lifetime. Always wanted to see the Queen. I still got Harry to remind me of my fairy tale. The other killed my dream. Okay. Sure did. My thought exactly. Alright, so we're done with the monarchy. I don't know. I think I arranged it properly on my list. So if one popped up in the middle of another tweet, that's my fault. Alright, next tweet. Now we are into the Sussexes. These are some tweets that I come across and I thought I'd share with you. They should have been on like yesterday's tweet or something. Alright, so there's this here. I've woken up so much Harry and Meghan content. So that's when Harry and Meghan went to San Diego to help opening the facility for the Navy SEAL. Okay, so there's the laugh and the heart. Me too. How dare I sleep? How dare I sleep? That's the laugh. That's funny. That's a ad. Sam, there's the laugh. Good morning and have a great day. Me too. Isn't it wonderful? That's in French. There's a heart. And yes. Let's go to the next tweet. I'm telling you, the squad was so funny with that with that tweet. How dare I sleep and miss all the content. Okay, so there's this reporting about Harry and Meghan during the opening of the facility. Okay, look, good, straightforward, professional reporting from the U.S. press. Harry and Meghan are in San Diego supporting the military family. Earlier, royal couples spent the morning visiting active duty military and their loved ones at Camp Pemberton. Alright, so there's Harry and Meghan here. Alright, 2 minutes and 13 seconds. There will be screenshots.
The Duke and Duchess of Sussex are in San Diego tonight for the grand opening of a facility for Navy SEALs and their families. ABC 10 News reporter Laura Acevedo joins us live from downtown where the event is going on now. Hi, Laura.
Hi, Walla. Yes, and we did get a glimpse of the Duke and Duchess. They have since gone inside to this new state-of-the-art facility behind me. This is closed to the press, but it is open to these people you see here behind me. These are Navy SEALs and their families. The facility has the best of the best for some of the most elite members of our military. Now, the ribbon cutting happened just about 30 minutes ago, so take a look. We want to show you what that looked like. Prince Harry and his wife, Meghan Markle, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, were here to show the support for the Navy SEAL Foundation. Now, Prince Harry is a veteran of the British military and has been a longtime supporter of military families in the U.S. He is also the founder of the Invictus Games. Now, I want to show you what...
I like the way she reported. Give a background. This is a quick snippet of Harry's background, mentioning he was in the UK military and his support for US military. That's the connection. That's a very good reporting. I like that.
What the facility looks like inside. It's nearly 20,000 square feet right here on 10th Avenue near Petco Park. The West Coast Warriors Fitness Program facility, as it's called, will allow Navy SEAL warriors and veterans to train and recover from injuries and trauma during a 4 to 6 week program. Now, this opening, of course, just comes days ahead of Veterans Day. The facility will not only have the best fitness and workout equipment, but will also be staffed with personnel to work with and guide the SEALs. Now, it's funded by donors of the Navy SEAL Foundation who support the SEALs when they are injured or ill on active duty. Now, as we come back out here outside...
These are all things many of us, like myself, I didn't know existed. Guess why they invite Harry and Meghan? Just guess why. Okay? For this publicity. The platform that they have so people could know about it. Okay? For publicity. And then Harry have shown his work. Meghan have shown her work in terms of leading up to this. It's not just out of the blue they decided to invite them to do this. Okay? Their record, their resume, their history have led them to this. Okay? They stand for ethic, principle, and good deed for human beings. So why not invite them to make this more loud and clear to the world? Let's show the people this is what the money is doing, from the organization that helped fund this. All right, so let's continue.
We know that the Prince Harry is inside. We know that he is going to be speaking to the crowd, and he's also going to participate in a roundtable discussion with Navy SEALs and their spouses. They're going to talk about the challenges that they face during and after their service and the mental health battles that they face. We will have an in-depth report on this event tonight here at 11 o'clock. Reporting live outside the new facility, Laura Acevedo, ABC 10 News.
Laura Acevedo.
She's good. I like the way she reports it.
Rubbing elbows with the royalty tonight. Speaking of heaven.
All right. And the other thing that I pick up on this near the end, when she says something about mental health for the veterans and all of that, throughout the thing that's happening in the Middle East, when I see videos of the Israel soldiers dancing, making fun of the Palestinian and all that, I always make that reference. I will tweet about it. I said, remember this. During Invictus, when some of them are coming and saying they have mental issues, they have this, they have that. But meanwhile, when they were inflicting pain onto others, I know they have their propaganda going on, why they are in the Middle East, why they're doing all of that. But so far, all I've been seeing is babies and kids and innocent people, innocent civilians dying. I haven't heard much about them saying there's Hamas there. They flatten the entire area, and then at the same time they're dancing about it. So I want to remind people, all right, these are the people who's causing mental health. And then later on, when everything sort of died down, they're gonna come as if we didn't see these things that they were doing when they were having fun inflicting the pain onto the civilians of the Palestine. So that came to mind. It has nothing to do. Maybe it does. Maybe it does have something to do with it, but it crossed my mind. So I'm sharing with you my thought. Okay, so this is done. Let's read some of the comments. I appreciate the focus Harry and Meghan brings to the importance of ensuring mental health care and treatment it made available to military men and women and their families around the world. Will this incredible facility have gotten national coverage without Harry and Meghan being there? This is the thing. She gets it. This is exactly what I was saying. This is why they invite them. Okay? To get the national attention. There's the squad talking about it. I'm talking about it. Tweets go worldwide about it. And they say Harry and Meghan are hated in their heads, not America. As we can see, the angels are working in favor for the Sussexes. Okay, great precise news reporting of the event. This is how news is broadcasted. Whatever is there, that's it. Okay, I would love to hear more about the roundtable talk regarding the mental health challenges the Navy SEAL encounter. My son is a linguist in the Navy, so I have a special love for Navy men, women, but those Navy SEAL are the absolute braves and toughest of us all in the US. Okay, hi Miss whoever that is. Why? How do you add this video? How do you add this video like this? I try, but it won't let me upload on YouTube. Won't allow the actual video, just the link. I don't think you could, unless if you record it yourself and then recreate another video of it. I don't know. And then this is why YouTube will say it's copyrighted. Alright, I've been searching her, but have come empty. Any assistant? Let me read this and then go into that. Okay, we love Harry and Meghan. Service is universal. Yep. Awesome. Thanks for sharing and for the excellent reporting. Let me see if somebody said. What did they say here? Okay, you can use screen record feature on your phone to record it. Just look at the video, start screen recording. Yeah, it's like we record it and then, you're copying it. Start the video, then when you're done, edit it down to what you need then post that. Yeah, it's almost like the way that I do things. Yeah. And this is why YouTube usually say, you know, it's copyrighted, so you have to manipulate it away. At least, you know, people could hear about it and they could search for it themselves. All right, so there's the event. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, are currently downtown meeting with Navy SEAL promoting mental health for warriors at the new Navy SEAL Foundation facility, Fox News San Diego. All right, there's one video here, 19 seconds.
Thank you all for joining us this evening as we celebrate the grand opening of the Warrior Fitness Program facility. It's a custom-built facility with a hand-picked staff.
Oh, I just realized that. I've seen this video already from another post. I just realized this is outside. There's the sidewalk, there's the street, so that was from outside. Okay, let's see here. There's Harry and Meghan. Like I said, this woman and one on another of my video, she looked like my old boss, an architect in New York. I don't want to say her name. Okay, who pay for this? They don't show up without a check on the... Oh, God, there they are. What was it? That other video that I just shared with you? It says who funded this. So they just asked them to show up. They were invited. I'll go into this. That's an ad. Great to see the support for the new facility and the mission. Harry and Meghan involvement will bring more awareness. Congratulations. That's exactly that. This is why they invited them. To bring awareness. And this is aligned with Harry and Meghan's type of work. All right, let's go into that and then I'll go back to the other one. Okay, indeed, there's the laugh. Okay, exactly. Even bad PR is PR. How is this a bad PR? Okay, it would have been better if the honor had been done by U.S. veteran, not a couple, but with... Will they get that coverage? Will that get your attention to even come and say your BS here? This is the whole point of this, so people know about it. Okay, Harry have said why he understands his platform, why his platform is there.
New spin on it from the youth. As a prince, you're born at birth with a natural platform to be able to try and make a difference. Yeah, which a lot of people have to spend years and years and years getting to that point. So from that perspective, I'm very lucky to have a platform to be able to try and make change in the causes that mean a lot to me, but also to you guys. And I'm still in your generation, by the way. But at the same time, as I said, being born with a lot of privilege comes with a lot of responsibility. But I like to think that I'm going to have to spend the rest of my life earning the respect for that privilege and trying to make a difference for the rest of my life.
Okay, with the room there, the involvement they bring is overwhelmingly negative on global scale. For you, maybe.
So, in some ways, the past, the protocol may have been lending your name and using your name to create a halo around the organization that would benefit it. And it sounds like the younger royals are more than just name association, more direct action and involvement. So do you feel you're more hands-on? Is that fair to say?
I think in today's world you have to be. I think you have to be much more hands-on, and also...
Why? I mean, why do you have to be? You could have done it the same way. You could have had 200 charities and been a patron of them. I mean, no one would have thought any different.
No, but if you end up working individually for, let's say, 200 charities, in today's world, I think that kind of dilutes the impact that you can have. What our foundation is all about and what our platform is all about is encouraging people to come together, to work together, so that there's less competition within that sector, whether it's financially or otherwise, and saying, right, guys, you're doing the same thing. Please, let's get around a table, talk to each other, work it out, and come up with a long-term strategy.
Okay, it's repulsive and disrespectful. How is it disrespectful? He is a veteran. Oh my God. All right, so let's go out of this. I say I was gonna go into another one. Where was the other one? This one. Who paid for this? I'm gonna black this one too. Okay, it certainly wasn't any taxpayers. Focus on your grifting royals that collect the taxpayers' hard-earned funds during a cost of living crisis and no ROI. What is that? Okay, liar, bullying, troll, abuser. Go address the voices in your head making you hear things. Okay, this is just nonsense. I'm just getting out of there. I thought I was gonna get something more direct. Okay, so I'm out of this. I'm telling you, the derangers, anything about Harry and Meghan, they pop their head in to talk their negativity. Alright, so that's that. Next tweet. Still making reference to that. Okay, imagine being so infected by royalism that you start thinking the only people who can visit military bases or attend ribbon cutting ceremonies are tax-funded inbreds. Harry visited veterans because he served. He and Meghan were representing their charitable foundation. That's it. I'm glad I put this in this order. That's it. Okay, and they were invited. Oh my God. You see this here, but I'm just gonna scroll over because I say I'm not gonna talk about it on my community board. Okay, why are they worried about Americans who don't live off of taxpayers' money? Okay, it's just a distraction. Okay, why are they worried about Americans who don't live off of taxpayers' money or doing? Shouldn't they be worried about their old ass monarch, an heir who apparently said he wants to work less to figure out what he wants to stand for? There's the thinking face. They put money in the building. Well, they say who helped fund this. So besides what they reported, I'm not gonna add to it and I'm not gonna search for it. Alright, if Harry and Meghan did fund for it, they would have said, but they said which organization helped fund it. Alright, next tweet. Sooner or later, people in the UK will have to ask themselves, if Harry and Meghan can thrive without being funded by the public, why can't the rest of them? Okay, it started from here. So that's a thread. Okay, so let's finish this and then I'll go where it started here. Okay, so this is what I just read. If Bitter Island inhabitants ever pull their heads out of the River Thames, they will eventually start to ask that very question. Okay, they are giving journalism award to Piers Morgan. They aren't going to ask anything. It will require a lobotomy and enema for Britain to get out of this quagmire. Okay, you are unserious people. Let's see here. The MFA 2023 Broadcast Journalism of the Year goes to Piers Morgan. The judges said that he confronted controversial topics head-on and as well as holding traditional power. Traditional, yes, I agree with that part, because the same BS that's been happening since the beginning of time, he's carrying it on. So this is true.
And racism as such, as a philosophy, kicked in was as a direct reaction to the abolitionist movement. The abolitionist movement driven by some of the leading intellectuals of the day, as well as driven by hundreds of thousands of ordinary people in this kingdom who signed petitions after petitions and presented them to the House of Lords. When the abolition movement really kicked in from the 1780s onwards, the planters had to respond. And so this is where you get the most virulent imagery about brutal, pagan, bestial.
But the media is a powerful force.
Black people in the literature and in the imagery.
Cartoons portraying black people as licentious and depraved began to circulate.
But the media is a powerful force.
Okay, holding traditional power to account, his work had seen him challenge some of the most dominant and dangerous social media influencers. That's for UK to deal with, because on some of the, I think one or two of my videos yesterday where some tweets were making reference to something Robbie Williams and what's the other one, that football player, what's his name, the Spice Girl husband. Okay, how the media drive them crazy, mental health and all of that. So if the UK don't want to carry that tradition, that's up to them. But it's very sad to see this is what they pretty much embrace. All right, so I said I'm done. There's a possibility my next tweet is making reference to this, because this seems to be, if I come across this again on my list, I'll just skip it because I think I came across a tweet that had something similar to this GIF. Let me pause it. Okay, when Harry and Meghan left, Royalists wrote themselves a little narrative that Harry will be back, broke, divorced, and helpless, and subservient, spare. There's an image, a cartoon image of him, working at McDonald's, and there's another one where he's sitting, begging for money. So yeah, that was the idea they had for him. Okay, as that becomes increasingly unlikely, the shouting into the void has increased. Okay, so she retweeted that. Imagine believing the UK monarchy on that tiny island are the only ones cutting ribbons and visiting service members and veterans. She was just whining about them attending a concert. Now she's mad they visited veterans. And this is the thing too. Can you imagine if you see all those noise the UK is making about anything that Harry and Meghan do? Can you imagine if both of them spend time responding to the nonsense the UK is doing? Do you think respectable people like organization like the veterans, the Naval SEAL veteran, do you think they will be calling them to come and visit, to bring spotlight to the facility? They will be saying like, why bother bringing them there when their focus is on responding to tabloid? Okay, so Harry and Meghan understand their position, they understand their platform, and they understand their objective. So if they spend time responding to the idiots who have nothing better to do, so respectable people will not be, not only people, organization will not be calling them to come and share the spotlight. Come and bring your light to my cause. That's what the Naval SEAL veteran pretty much just did here. Bring your spotlight to my cause so people will know about it. Because I've been in the US for a very long time. I never knew some of the things that they were doing. It's maybe years later I'm hearing there's this, there's that. Now while Harry and Meghan are here, you're hearing so much things about things that the country, the organization, different type of organization are doing. Okay? I never knew about those things. So their platform, they understand their platform and they're using it very wisely and it's working. Even though the Rangers are crying foul, why this, why that, okay, that's just nonsense.
How do you understand it to begin with? How do you know that that's a part of your destiny?
Well, we don't, put it this way, we don't all sit in a room with a queen and a blackboard going. It's a kind of, I don't know, I think it's, I wouldn't say it's in our blood, but at the same time I think it's over history and watching our parents, watching our grandparents, and just learning our way through that process. I mean, thinking, well, how could someone who did so much for the world and did so much for everybody else could be treated like that by a certain institution? So it takes a bit of getting used to, but as I said, it's once you understand the privileged position that you're in, you've then got to spend the rest of your life earning that privilege and giving back and also getting the trust and respect of the general public and then using that position for good.
What helped you to understand that position that you were in?
Spending 10 years in the military was one.
And what did that do for you?
I think I wouldn't say it changed my outlook on life, but there were certainly experiences that I went through during those 10 years that not only was I surrounded by normal people on a day-to-day basis and being able to share and talk about everyday issues that they were going through, but it was a grounding moment for me as well. Wearing the same uniform as all of the people that I was serving with, getting an opportunity to serve your country on operations, but also being part of a family. And that's not just the guys and the girls that were wearing the uniform, but also the wives, the girlfriends, the kids. That whole network of support was huge.
So let me continue with it. William and Kate lackluster performance as the Prince and Princess of Wales has not helped. Okay, they wanted to humiliate him. I'm so glad he escaped. In a way, Harry humiliated the firm just by minding his own business, doing his thing, because they keep on poking at him, the action and reaction, and then after they poke him, to have him reacted, once he reacted, they get upset and asking why he reacted. I'm telling you, the island is crazy. I'm sorry, not all of them, but whoever's making the poking is definitely crazy. Look at the other one is gonna receive an award for doing stupid things. Okay, they wanted to humiliate him. I'm so glad he escaped. In a way, Harry humiliated the firm. They didn't think he could or will ever leave. Royalists were hoping that he will be humble so they could retain their own worldview. That hasn't happened. Okay, huge miscalculation. Queen Elizabeth II had it figured out, but then Charles blew everything up. Yep, that's it. That is true. Even on my last video where Meghan and the Queen went out together, one of the squad brought the picture of that. Okay, this was the connection the Queen was making for the firm, and then they blew it up. Yep, that's exactly that. Sooner or later, people in the UK will have to ask themselves, if Harry and Meghan can thrive without being funded by the public, why can't the rest of them? Okay, is that the one that I read? Okay, if Bitter Island inhabitants ever pull their heads out of the River Thames, they will eventually start to ask that very question. Okay, British royal family didn't think he would leave. They didn't think he'd thrive outside the British royal family. They didn't think he'd turn his back on them. British royal family is still in shock. No, they fumble. Yep, no, they fumble. They are in crisis and can't keep the appeal of the British royal family alive. Kill them that they need Harry more than he needed them. Okay, and then the thing is that they know they need him, but they will not accept his wife and his family. So Harry's like, F you. Harry did say that, but I'm just saying. Alright. And this is the same thing they're doing globally. All the countries that they went to, instead of apologizing, they will not apologize. They don't see them they did anything wrong, so they will die with their misery. Okay, he was never okay. Yep, I really believe that. Horrid media forgot he served 2 tours in Afghanistan and flew helicopters. He was never going to be some background prince. I believe he would have left and gone to live in Africa. Yeah, he did say that. And he seems like, I'm telling you, there are places he be going out and hang out, and that's where he have fun. In the US, he be coming in the US and hang out. I mean, little bits and pieces from different articles, different things. You hear stories of him in Vegas hanging out. That everybody knows. Him hanging out at Courtney Cox's house, talking about bathrooms, doing certain fancy stuff, and him hanging out in Africa, you know, going places. He didn't need all those nonsense. He feels free when he's in those places. But in the UK, he said it. He doesn't like it. Okay. After this, that's it. There's the bullseye. In their defense, they have always won this type of fight against the spare. It wasn't even hard because the other spares were easily controlled by money and titles. It's why the royals won't win in their world. Harry choosing love and his family just doesn't compute or make sense. Alright, so I mean, Harry learned and he picked someone who he knows who's as strong as he is. If he had picked someone he had to drag along, that would be like a dragging for him. Too much work. So that's the thing here. I thought so maybe I did read, I tweeted it, I put it on the list again. So this is the one that I put here. William and Kate lackluster performance as Prince and Princess of Wales has not helped. Okay, they thought the title will help. Heck, I thought they actually get to work since they feel so competitive. Same old, same old. Okay, I think there was a belief that once William and Kate were the future and not the future things will change. They haven't. If anything, the lack of work ethic has become more noticeable. True, but there's so many sabotage that went. Self-sabotage. Charles messed up what his mom did. Okay? Where the connection, the bridge of actually having Meghan there to help with the Commonwealth. Okay, but they reject that. And then you have William, who also messed up his own future by doing that,
It is my view that the deceitful way the interview was obtained substantially influenced what my mother said. The interview was a major contribution to making my parents' relationship worse and has since hurt countless others. It brings indescribable sadness to know that the BBC's failures contributed significantly to her fear, paranoia, and isolation that I remember from those final years with her.
all the backstabbing, those little petty things that he knows overshadowing him and all of that.
Have been, as we know, is that the Mail on Sunday had the ruling against them in February, and they were then appealing it. So it was lawyers from the Mail on Sunday who would have approached Jason Naff, knowing that these emails and messages existed. That would have been the point, and unless, I mean, the most likely outcome is that Jason obviously would have then gone to William and Kate, and clearly he has cooperated. He would not have cooperated with those lawyers without their definite knowledge.
When instead, he should have embraced it. There come the wind thing that I sort of mentioned on my last video, where he was pushing against the wind. The wind is Harry and Meghan. They have a vision, they have a cause, they have a purpose, and they were willing to do it silently in the background. But here comes William with no vision, nothing whatsoever to help him, to, not help him, to build up his kingship kind of thing. But instead, he saw Harry and Meghan's as a threat. He was pushing against them. There come Harry and Meghan coming, there's the wind, and William and Kate pushing against it. They're working so hard to destroy a wind that's just flowing, without any effort, instead of aligning themselves with Harry and Meghan and just flew by. There's a lot of things that they're doing. The people will never notice. They could go on vacation for as long as they want, and as soon, because Meghan have said she doesn't mind working in the background. When she's doing her thing, okay, William doesn't have to be anywhere. But at the end of the project, if Harry and Meghan feel William and Kate in on what is gonna happen, they all four of them will get the praise. Most likely William and Kate. And Meghan have already said she doesn't mind being in the background.
I think that knowing that I've just been here for 3 months, right? And in that amount of time, but with that said, for me, it's very important to, once you hit the ground running, even if you're doing it quietly behind the scenes, which is what I've focused my energy on thus far, is meeting with the right people, meeting with the right organizations behind the scenes quietly, learning as much as I can so that I can maximize the opportunity we have here to really make an impact.
We have seen how Harry have worked with William. All the praise that they were getting, we know for a fact. Okay, we know for a fact it's Harry's work.
Doesn't this seem obvious? Like, why haven't other people done it then? So you've created, with your brother and sister-in-law, the Royal Foundation. Okay, you've started a charity. My first question would be, do we need another charity? So, what was your thinking in coming together? Whose idea was this?
So that's my motto is exactly that.
Whose idea was this? I mean, who was it? You or Prince William or
the Royal Foundation?
Yeah,
I can't even remember. But
the reason I believe it was Harry who created it is because that during the Obama Foundation, he was able to explain every detail, every angle of how the foundation works. So someone who was behind it, who was the brain behind it, will know all of this. So if you don't know, if you were not the one who created, who came with the idea, there's no way you will know all those details. All right? So this is why I say, I know for a fact it's Harry who created it. But it was not, this is my disclaimer, it was not mentioned or confirmed anywhere. All right? But, oh yes, it does. In his book, Spare, he was the one who said he created the Royal Foundation. That was the place where he confirmed it. Yes. But he doesn't mind to let William have all the praise for it, because his purpose, his target were on point, the people he was helping. But William didn't see that. He's so dumb, he didn't even see that. All the things that he's promising, he didn't have to make any promise at all. If Harry said, I'm going to do this, what do you think? He agrees with it? Guess what? William could blab his mouth all he wants. Meanwhile, Harry is doing the hard work, the hands-on kind of thing. But he didn't see that. But instead, he think just by saying something, all those promises, peace in the Middle East, homelessness, and all of this, it's gonna, the minute he utter it out of his mouth, it's gonna solve itself. He doesn't know, once you say something, there's planning, You know, you have the idea. That's good. It's imaginary. It doesn't exist. You have an idea. And then you plan it. And then you put the work behind the planning. And then you have the final product. Alright? Just like a house. You want to build a house. There's the ground. There's the plot of land. It's a clean slate. If you don't do the work behind it, how the hell are you going to build a house? Alright? So things don't come out imaginarily just because you say it. I mean, I wish we all could do that, but nah. Alright, so let's finish with this and move to the next one. Okay, I think there was a belief that once William and Kate were the future and not the future things will change. They haven't. This is where I said they messed up, you know, all possible bridges that could have helped them. Okay, they haven't. If anything, the lack of work ethic has become more noticeable. Someone else posted that these two coasts were years on their looks, which is harsh because we all age, but a reminder that though Diana was stunning, her groundbreaking work made headlines, and she strove to shift focus from her fashion to real issue. Being a mannequin is not enough. That's for sure. Okay, and Kate's case, being thin, pretty, and fertile only takes you so far in the 21st century. In William's case, it's something of a shock that he has so little to offer after losing his youthful look. His useful good looks, not kindness, compassion, generosity, not even a willingness to work. What a waste. Problem for the prisoner of Wales. Oh my God. After this, I'll move on. One, they don't like each other and it shows. I was surprised when I started looking into that. You know, everybody around the world had that imaginary, that picturesque, the facade of things. But when you start looking into things, you'll be like, what the hell is this? When you think that they should be working as one, but instead they're working against each other. Okay? So that's that. Kate is better being coat-dressed Kate than she is a knockoff of Meghan. 3, Egg needs to find his thing and shine at it and stop trying to compete with his superior beau. 4, both Prince and Princess of Wales needs a life coach. Then they bring one. What's the guru guy? And during the Queen's, you know, week-long of funeral, I could say week-long, they brought that guru guy to sort of direct them. It's like a freaking movie. Where to stand, how to do certain things. I call it out on the day of. Go on PYTE, you'll see it. I call it out. The guru guy, and the minute I saw it, and I quickly said, it's PR 101. And I think this is why they bought Harry and Meghan. Because they know the people. In their head, they know people don't like them. So they were afraid. I didn't read this anywhere. This is me reading through the images that I was seeing. In their head, in my humble opinion, they believe the people will boo them. So to prevent the booing, they asked Harry and Meghan to come out. Because by now, words of what were happening within the institution were already out. The Oprah interview, Spare didn't come out yet. So all of this were already out. Not Spare, but the Oprah interview. So I believe they were afraid they were going to get booed. So to prevent them from getting booed, they wanted to catch some of the limelight of Harry and Meghan. And I truly believe Harry and Meghan did not want to do this. They were going to do their own thing privately. Similarly to when Harry, before he went to the Invictus, Germany, he stopped by the church and paid his respect to the Queen alone. Okay? I don't know what the other ones did. And I think it was after they saw pictures of Harry coming out of the church, and then you start hearing nonsense. No images next to it, just words. They just tell their their mouthpiece to put something on the papers to sort of align as if they did something. They didn't care. All right, 5, and be nice to Duke and Duchess of Sussex. All right, so that's that. Let's move on. Now we are into the global statesman. Okay, I'm almost an hour. There's a possibility from this point on, this might be a video by itself because I'm already 50-something minutes. All right, so there's this here.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.